Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and today in the arena, well, I'm really sleepy. I stayed up way too late at night playing Don't Starve Together. It's Game of Thrones day, so I have to go to a Game of Thrones watch party in a little while. So I'm not feeling my spikiest, but there's just something. There's something I have to do. When there's an alt win con, I don't like to try to build competitive versions, but I sure need to do it once. And this is something I've never done. Simic Ascendancy says, for a green and a blue, put a +1/+1 counter on a creature you control. Whenever one or more +1/+1 counters are put on a creature you control, you put that many growth counters on Simic Ascendancy. At the beginning of your upkeep, if Simic Ascendancy has 20 or more growth counters on it, you win the game. This is never going to happen. 20? I mean, seriously, if it were 10, I would still call this just about impossible. But 20? Absolute insanity. So I've never made this work. I've never gotten there. There's two huge things in the way. Thing number one, it's incredibly hard to do. Thing number two, the opponent always concedes first. So we're going to go chasing the Holy Grail for a couple of games. It's not really about winning to me, so you might not see me attack. We'll see. We might get into situations where it's like I have lethal and I could take it and I don't have an Ascendancy or the Ixalan's binding it, but I want to pull it off. The rest of the deck, it's pretty janky. I can't promise it's right, but what we really want to do is assemble Wilderness Reclamation to make a bunch of mana, Biomancer's Familiar to reduce the activated abilities by 2, and Shapers of Nature to use all that mana and the reduced activation ability to put +1/+1 counters on as many things as possible. We can also remove counters to draw cards to keep the engine going and try to get there. We also have a few spices. Biogenic Ooze can do things. Hydroid Krasis counts for as much as you pay for it. And Growth Chamber Guardian, of course, just a good solid creature. We have no removal. If the opponent's going to play red, beat the snot out of us, nothing we can really do. May as well concede when we see the Runaway Steamkin. And the Biogenic upgrade, distribute 3 +1/+1 counters among 1, 2, or 3 creatures. Then double the number of +1/+1 counters on those creatures. So if we can get to 10, maybe we can hit the Biogenic upgrade and get to 20 and Simic Ascendancy. Mana base is basic enough, just 2 Guild Gates and the dual lands and 7 and 7s. Just trying to keep it clean, not try to go for that extra stuff. I just want a little Simic Ascendancy here. So come on this journey with me as we search for the Holy Grail. What do we have here? This hand, I don't know. I don't know. It's getting dark. Too dark to see. Feels like I'm knocking on heaven's door. I don't understand what I'm doing anymore. Let's just get that Simic Ascendancy out there. Look at you playing cards that give you selection. This is like the dream. My deck is the dream deck for an opponent to go against with their Funky Brew. Oh god, they're going to mill me. This is brutal. Alright, what should I do? I think I should play the Guardian and a tap land, and the next turn possibly play the New Horizons or the Biomancer's Familiar. And let the mill begin. God, could there be a worse way to kill me? So I need to keep my mana moving forward, so I may as well do this. I'm also not going to attack because reasons. Should I go get another Guardian? It shortens the mill clock, but I'm still going to do it. But yeah, no attacks. No attacks. Not trying to kill you with damage. My win con's on the board. For better or worse, till death do us part. Alright, land off the top. What to do, what to do. So we could play the Familiar and the Shapers and get like set up for the crazy turns to come and with Wilderness Reclamation and just try to go off. Biogenic Ooze does give you, it gives you counters for free. The one thing I don't really like about this, the play I'm talking about making, is that they can counter the familiar and everything's pretty sad. Whether or not they have a counter spell is really interesting here. Let's see if this sticks. Another Growth Chamber Guardian's expendable at this stage. If the opponent lets it resolve, I'll go for the familiar. They'll probably counter it. Okay. Alright, let's try this. So fresh and so clean. Alright, that moves some stuff along the way. I think my opponent's on like Sweepers and Seal Away is what I would put them on. Settle the Wreckage as well. Sweepers, Seal Away, Settle the Wreckage. As long as they don't have like Chemist's Insight, stuff like that to speed up the mill. Maybe I should just be attacking into the Settle though with the Growth Chamber Guardians to get the land. Let me do more things. Stupid Chemist's Insight. Definitely getting decked now. Oh no, double corrosion. Okay. So activation costs are cheaper. We have Wilderness Reclamation. I think though with the opponent tapped low we'll go for the Ooze. And pass the turn. Yeah, we have a long way to go in this one. And the opponent's halfway through our deck. That's not good. With another Chemist's Insight in the graveyard. And there's a Cleansing Nova. I'm sure they feel very fancy. Alright, so for my next trick, you can resolve the Shapers of Nature and the Guardian. It's not very good without a Biomancer's Familiar. Dear God, what am I doing with my life? Yeah, I hear ya. I know. I just don't have a lot of good options and it's frustrating. So I'll put out the one that makes free counters every turn. I don't think there's any more crab people, but I'll take a look. No more crab people. What else we got down here? Just a bunch of trash. Alright. No, not the upgrade. The upgrade was probably my best hope. Definitely got constrained on mana in this one. It happens, of course. Put a counter here. Decline. So I think what I do is go for the Crisis. No attacks. What are we on? We're on 7? I mean, 3, 4? 4 isn't that much. Alright, the opponent getting some card draw here, and they still have a Chemist's Insight. I don't know why they cast that instead of their Chemist's Insight. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Where are we at? 21. I still need to get like a familiar to go off with Wilderness Reclamation in this. I could also use the mana from the Reclamation to pump into a Simic Ascendancy. Let's go for it. Opponent's gonna be like, I counter that. I'm a counterspell mage. I use Thought Collapse. It has synergy with my mill cards. That's frustrating. Yep, pile it up. I think the bottom 14 cards of my deck are land. You just feel it, don't you? You feel your sanity creeping away. Mission briefing? But why? Seems unnecessary. I'm not even attacking you. You want to blow up my board? Okay. Okay. Interesting. How many of my ascendancies are gone? All of them? Fine. Then we'll have to do it this way. You awoke the dragon. Play the Shapers. 13 cards left in the deck. The opponent got too scared of the Simic Ascendancy. It's so funny. Oh, we play Dovin's Acuity in our mill deck. Yes, yes, of course we do. Alright. Let's not quite get settled. Alright. Decline because I don't have enough mana in my I don't have enough cards in my library anyway. Guess I need 4 and just need the body now. Told you they were land. Ixalan's Binding. Ain't that fun. I don't know if I bind the Crassus. But, who am I? Kind of want the opponent to mill themselves at this stage. Alright, got the Familiar. You woke at the frickin' dragon, dude. Coming for you now. I didn't want to do this. I just wanted a Simic Ascendancy win. That's all I wanted. I didn't want to attack you today. I didn't want to aggro you. I just wanted to combo. Thought collapse, I'm sure. Doing stuff. Devious cover up. Yeah, sure. Of course. Why wouldn't you? Take Settle off the battlefield, though. We still have 2 mana. I'm guessing Seal Away or Revitalize or something obnoxious of that nature. It might be a radical idea. So close to lethal. Get him. Okay. Down to 4. All right. Your move. Which Wrath would you like to use this turn? All the insights. I would have definitely been milled out by now. The opponent blowing up the enchantments was bad form. Bad form, Smee. That's what it was. All right. Wilderness Reclamation can do a lot of things. Would you like to counter that? Not so much. Alright, so this is the creature I can risk. This is the one I should not risk because of the Wilderness Reclamation outlet for the mana. Hey, yeah. Yep. I don't want to draw cards or search. Uh-huh. Yep, you're very cool. Your deck is so cool. I could have made my mana go farther by using the Shapers when the Familiar was still on the table, so a little misplay, but I don't think it will matter unless it comes down to like 1 or 2 counters on my Shapers of Nature. Shock yourself. Cool. Opponent does not care. We have 7 cards. Can you get this? That's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 5, 6, 7, 8. It is lethal. Oh man. We tried so hard. There. Put 1 more counter there. So auto pass the priority. Let it end. All you gotta do is flash it back. Yeah, whatever. Good game, good game. Oh no. Well, that's a hand. We'll try it. We'll see where this goes. Nothing to do but try weird hands and hope for the best. Get a little stretch. All right. Let's battle. Land off the top is nice. Gates. Great. That's what I need. All my things dead. Get the Ascendancy online first. Maybe I was supposed to play the Druid there. Oh, it's a pretty good draw. And what does your deck do now that you have all the colors you could possibly want and all the nonsense? Of course, you draw your deck. Yep, that's about the tempo of this format. Sure, it sure is. Oh, okay. Let's go for Reclamation. Getting all our setup down here. And now we can grow our Druid, which will get 3 counters on the Ascendancy and start the chain. Opponent going to town over here. Like I said, just drawing that whole deck. We'll just do this in response. Now the Gates deck can close quickly, so we've got to take as much advantage while we can. So we draw the Hadana's Climb. We have double mana. If we play a whole bunch of creatures, they're going to die. So when we play the Ooze, we want to get as much for it as we can. It's a tough choice. I could set up double mana, but it'll just get swept up into Gates Ablaze. So the question is when to make them ablaze. I think you do it after they play their creatures. Let's put out an Incubation Druid. No attacks. And go to end step. I'll make this. So let's add some blue. Resolve. Pump this. That'll get 3 more counters on here. And we have an instant speed counter from Simic Ascendancy that we can make. And we'll pass the turn. The opponent has more than, well, they have 5 gates. If they have 6 gates, okay, now they have 6 gates. I can't grow something out of range with the Ascendancy. But if the opponent plays Gates Ablaze, I can still do one more thing. Wow, aren't you just the worst? Our opponent is committed to being the worst. Alright, we'll put another counter on this Incubation Druid. But the opponent is committed to just being the most obnoxious person in the ballpark. It's fine, I'll start over from scratch. Let's attack this Teferi.
I really should have seen that coming.
And let's play Growth Chamber Guardian. And then we can adapt it for 1 mana. Going a little crazy. Take action. Go get another Growth Chamber Guardian. I think we'll have the mana from Wilderness Reclamation to push this out of Gates Ablaze range, but the opponent will probably play another gate, so it won't matter. Bolus? What a weirdo. Let's see, do I want the Hadana's Climb? With my current setup on the board, Hadana's Climb is not as good, so I'll drop that off. Okay, why lose your Bolus? I don't know. People are weird. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. Sweet. So we can put a counter here and it will live. Alright. End step stop. Biogenic Ooze. No attacks, still not trying to kill you. Just trying to get a Simic Ascendancy win. Okay, thanks. Untap first, then trigger on, activate Ooze, activate Ooze, resolve, get the counters, resolve all, pass. Got back up to 7, just like that. So easy. Circuitous route. Yeah, draw those cards. Yep, Gates is a fun deck. Build the Gate shell out of mostly commons and uncommons, and then throw in all of the mythics that you like. Alright, well, we drew another familiar. This is so weird. Pump it up. Up to 9. Hanging in there. Yeah, we'll just do this again before something terrible happens. Do I have some more guardians? Am I out of guardians yet? Okay, one more guardian. Cool. If the Biomancer's Familiar lives, we can double guardian and adapt those. That gets us to 14. Jeez. No.
This isn't a fight.
As if Teferi wasn't the villain enough, right?
It's much more malleable than people think.
He had to go even harder. He had to double down on his villainy. Yep. Not too worried about my guardian. Jesus. No. No. I don't have any counters on anything. We'll have to adapt these. And then hopefully, well, we don't have an Simic Ascendancy anymore. This is bad. This is so bad. Did you see them all on the bottom of the deck? It's just tragic. Just tragic.
You know what? I'm not done yet.
Frickin' Teferi. Yeah, just kill me. I don't care anymore. This life isn't worth living. Down to 1. Will it be a Banefire? They always play Banefire, don't they? Okay, Angel. Sure. So I could have double adapted this to trade with a Colossus, but I'm trying to set up a big biogenic upgrade just because I've never made that card do anything. For the lulz. For the trip out the door. Alright, so here on end step we'll adapt. Decline. We'll target our own Growth Chamber Guardian here and adapt it again. So it goes up again. I'll decline. And we will... Okay. We drew the land. Like I said, never got to do this, so... YOLO. Hoi! Fortunately, we're still dead to the angels, so, you know. But I'm taking you with me, you monster.
Only time will tell.
Only time will tell. It's a Poison song. Most people don't know it. Ugh. Hurts. The scars. At least the opponent ended it quickly instead of showing off how much stuff they could do that turn. Hand's fine. We get an Ascendancy early, so we start counting our +1/+1 counters as soon as possible. That's another stupid thing about the Ascendancy. It doesn't check the number of +1/+1 counters on the battlefield. It, like, checks all +1/+1 counters. But only as they enter the battlefield. So you have to play one of these first, which is why I'm still stuck running 4 of it, when I think that running, like, 2 of it would probably be the more appropriate number. Alright. Everything's going perfectly so far. So what do we get onto the battlefield first? Feels like the Incubation Druid's a pretty good one. Then next turn we can New Horizons and make 3 mana with the Druid. So we're getting set up. We're getting ready for action. If we draw a land off the top, we can do a lot of things. We can make New Horizons. This makes 3, and then the land that we enchant with New Horizons makes 5, so we could go straight to the ooze. Opponent has a Jade Light Ranger, and they're mono green so far. Ooh, they have an ooze. Ooze advantage will be paramount. That's not a land. So we can go with the climb, though. This is tough, because on one hand, well, regardless, I should use 3 mana. It's just too bad I can't play the ooze. So which should I play first? I don't think it matters. So we can play Hedonist Climb. It does matter because I need the blue mana. Because of the sequencing. Anyway, no attacks. But now we can tap it to play this. And now we got a 2/4, 2 counters. Climb's about to flip, get us more mana. This taps for 3 mana. We're on the move. Things are happening. Now the green deck's playing removal on me. So angering. Makes me so angry. Alright, another druid. This is a +1/+1 counter. You play the familiar and the Growth Chamber Guardian, or the familiar and the druid, or the Growth Chamber Guardian and the familiar. It's all a bit of a mess. I think I'll go here and hold back the familiar. And then we'll go to combat and put a +1/+1 counter here on the Guardian, so we can immediately go fetch another Guardian. Yeah. And then we can block the Jade Light Ranger with this if we decide to. Our opponent will have a little bit of an ooze advantage because we bricked on lands for 2 turns. Never mind, they bricked on land as well, but now they have Goreclaw, which threatens to go way over the top of us. Wilderness Reclamation. It's a good card once we have the ooze down. I don't think it's a good card before then. So this puts a counter here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I guess we can play like that and that. So let's do that first. Here's our +1/+1 counter, which allows the Incubation Druid to tap for mana now. We have to skip through our attacks, of course. And then we can play this Biogenic Ooze. And this Growth Chamber Guardian. The opponent's getting Ooze Envy. Simic Ascendancy, 6 counters. But is the opponent going to go way over the top in a way that we cannot dance with? Oh, they played another ooze. Okay. It's an ooze off. We're going to have an ooze showdown. That's just the way it has to be. I think killing this is a good idea. If I lose my Guardian... I shouldn't lose my Guardian, though. I am just worried about what my opponent will do next turn. Yeah, I think I need to take it. Biomancer's Familiar. Interesting. So if we put a +1/+1 counter here, we can go get another creature. We can't flip the climb easily enough. Let's go with this. Let's add blue, go with this. Go to combat. I lost my blue, didn't I? I'm an idiot. Oh, CGB, what the hell, man? Well, we can adapt this on the cheap, so where do we want this counter? I guess I can put on the Biomancer and at least get a loot on. Makes the decision so easy. No attacks. End the turn. We can grow this for 1 mana. So that means I can play another, right? See, putting it together. I told you I'm sleepy. Thanks for your patience in advance. And thanks to my opponent for their patience, if they ever watch this video. But we are moving. The Ascendancy's moving. It's over 11. This might be one of the highest Simic Ascendancies I've ever got to. I've ever been to. Oh no. No, it's too big. Not like this. The creatures, they're too big. How do we get big enough? If we draw the one of the upgrade, I think we win the game. Let's see, it would double the counters on, so 4, 6, 6, yeah, it would do it. The opponent wants some. They want to take some creatures off the board. No, they don't. They have changed their mind. Another land. Can I do enough? Let's give it a try. I mean, we still have to make it to the next upkeep as part of the problem as well. So we'll go get another Guardian. Tap this for green. Here's a Guardian. Let's make it grow. So all of our Guardians are nice and big. We're up to 15. We can decline now. All the Guardians are out of the deck. We can play this, which is basically free mana. If we put a counter here, we flip the climb. We can have another mana. Another mana can adapt this again, and then this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Plus we have the Wilderness Reclamation. We can get enough counters on the Ascendancy. The question is, can we untap? All right, let's mark the end step. Let's flip the climb. Who knows, might need the mana. Now we can also activate this to activate that again. Let's go to end step. No attacks. End turn. Trigger on the stack here. Let's add a green. Opponent exceedingly patient as I stumble through this like a tiny child. And let's do this. And this. And resolve the trigger so it puts counters on all the uses. Resolve all those. We're on 20 counters on Simic Ascendancy, so we can block away with our whole board. If we untap with this, we win. Block a worm. Can that gain haste? I don't think so. Pretty sure haste isn't on this card. Here they come, and they're all gaining trample, dear God. All right. You just basically have to put everything in front of everything. Just make sure I live. Okay. Block. We also have one more trick here. We can adapt a Growth Chamber Guardian a little bit more. So the opponent's ordering their blockers right now. I'm going to Biomancer's Familiar and target this Growth Chamber Guardian. And that's going to let it adapt again and get counters again one more time. Decline again. And what's it going to look like? Everything dies. Ah! A little underwhelming that all it causes is a face explosion. I feel like if there is ever an animation in the game, that should be grand. It should be one of those, but we did it. We freaking did it, you guys. I might just make that video the only part I upload. The deck is, I don't recommend playing the deck. I just wanted the achievement. I hope you enjoyed this very brief, but absolutely epic event. That a lot of games were played off camera to get to this point. A lot of horrific testing, a lot of pain. I'd like to thank the Academy. I'd like to thank my mom. I'd like to thank my dad. And I'd, of course, more sincerely and a little less sarcastically, like to thank all of you for making the channel what it is. This has been a lot of fun, seeing the channel grow and just seeing how you, one, embrace me, my play style, even when I'm slow and say wrong things, and maybe cause some trouble here or there with the wrong choice of words. Thank you very much for that, and I look forward to what the future brings. So thank you for watching this video, and as always, I will see you in the next video. Goodbye. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, or leave a comment. You can also support the channel on Patreon for special perks. Links are in the description. Our sponsors are hauntedflower.com and flipsidegaming.com. Haunted Flower sells officially licensed MTG apparel and accessories, and Flipside Gaming sells MTG cards and supplies. You can save 10% on either site with the promo code CGB, and it supports the channel at the same time. See you next time for another day in the arena. For now, it's me, it's CGB, signing out.